Hi friends! Our discussion of the doshas continues today with Kapha Dosha. And before I get into Kapha Dosha, I just want to say it struck me to think about this, that no dosha is better than the others. There is no right dosha, no wrong dosha. They're not ranked in terms of one, again, being better than the others, or oh, I really want to be this one, or oh, I really want to be that one. That's not how it works. So we are each a combination of all three. Typically one or two predominate. So you might find that you are Vata Pitta, or you are Kapha Vata, or Pitta Kapha, or you're mentally more Vata Pitta, but physically you're more Kapha. So there are many different ways to look at it, and all of these are present within you. We vary in the extent to which we express one or more more dominantly than the others. And in Ayurveda, this is actually called Prakriti. So Prakriti is one's unique innate nature or body constitution. So you're born with a certain constitution. I'll just use myself an example. I was born with a Vata Pitta constitution, and it's a good sign if in my life I am having problems with Vata and Pitta imbalances. If I'm having a lot of Kapha imbalances and Kapha being dominant, now that's actually a bigger red flag than me having problems with Vata and Pitta, because it's not aligned with my Prakriti. So that's something kind of to keep in mind too. Try and figure out, when you're learning what your dosha is, what your Prakriti is, how that matches the problems that are manifesting for you in the present moment. And there's a link in the description of this video. It's called Discover Your Dosha. So if you don't know your dosha, go there and learn your dosha. And it's a quiz that Banyan Botanicals does, and it shows you your percentages of each of the three doshas. So ideally we want all three to be pretty much perfectly balanced, but if that's not your Prakriti, then it's not a big deal if you see on that pie chart half of your dosha is Kapha, and the other portions are Vata and Pitta. Not a big deal. It's all workable, y'all. It's all workable. We come into this world, into these human bodies, with everything we need to sustain ourselves. I truly believe that, and I encourage you to work with that belief yourself also. So without further ado, we'll talk about Kapha. And Kapha, as you may have guessed, is a combination of the water and earth element. So we'll just recap those elements. Water is perceived through the tongue with taste. Its qualities are cold, viscous, so it's thick, thicker than fire, but not as thick as, say, earth. It's fluid, it flows, and its functions are to hold and nourish. Earth is perceived through smell via the nose. Its qualities include dense, stable, and solid. It's something we can stand on. Its function is to support. So earth is a very supportive element. People with Kapha Dosha predominance are supportive. They're awesome. They're stable. They're nourishing. They're warm. They're awesome. So Kapha, as I said, is a combination of water and earth elements. The body parts associated with Kapha are the nose and the tongue. So right here. The senses of smell and taste. The qualities of density, stability, and solidity. And the function of Kapha in the body is to support, hold, and nourish. Colors associated with Kapha are pretty much my favorite colors. So blue, purple, white, and light green. The smells associated with Kapha are floral. The tastes are sweet, sour, and salty. The qualities, as I said, are viscous, dense, heavy, slow, slimy, soft, smooth, greasy, oily. The functions of kapha include cohesiveness, energy reserve, support. The example would be the fluid between our joints that allows our joints to move properly and fluidly and without, if your joint pops or cracks, that's a sign that you have vata in your joints. Whereas a joint that's lubricated well, that would be said to have appropriate kapha. The body systems associated with kapha include the immune and respiratory systems. The body region is the head and the neck. The time of life is childhood. So that's when we see kapha expressed fully. Children full of life, full of vitality, nourishing, warm, supportive, energized, healthy. They haven't had time to adopt these terrible mindsets or these chronic illnesses that come with unhealthy lifestyle. Time of day is the morning hours, breakfast time. Cosmic significance is the creator. So this is, if people are having trouble with fertility, then kapha is said to be out of balance. And even in India, I thought this was really interesting. You want your child to be conceived and born in times where kapha is very abundant. So you wouldn't want your child to be born in winter, and you wouldn't necessarily want to conceive in winter. Kapha increases in the winter and spring. So, continuing onward, we talked about kapha out of balance, so holding on to a lot of excess weight, a lot of excess water, being sluggish, lethargic, things like that. And according to Banyan Botanicals, I'm going to summarize because they do a great job of summarizing kapha. Kapha lends structure, solidity, and cohesiveness to all things, and is therefore associated primarily with the earth and water elements. It embodies the watery energies of love and compassion. This dosha hydrates all cells and systems. It lubricates the joints, moisturizes the skin, maintains immunity, and protects the tissues. So the stereotypical kapha would be this wide-eyed, beautiful person, maybe with a larger bone structure, might carry more weight, be more curvaceous and filled out, isn't rail thin, has very lustrous, beautiful, abundant hair, very nice skin, strong nails, beautiful long nails, emotionally centered, grounded, calm, peaceful, supportive, warm. They're going to tend towards more of the chronic illnesses like heart disease and diabetes if they get out of balance. But in balance, they are full of life and vitality and health and have a strong immune system and a warm, open heart and have excellent memory. So kaphas remember like elephants. They are really hard to make them angry, but once they're angry at you, kaphas can hold a grudge. So if you can hold a grudge, you might have some kapha in you. We all have kapha in us, but you might have a little bit more kapha in you than maybe you think you do. So yeah, and like I talked about in the Vata video, it's interesting to look at maybe your kapha predominant. Do you have a lot of water and earth in your astrological chart? That might be something cool to look into. And if you're looking for more ways to balance kapha, for every single recipe in my book, Raw Food Ayurveda Volume 1, there are tips and tricks and recommendations to customize those recipes for your dosha, because a raw food diet can be quite soothing and helpful for kapha to really help prevent any kind of overeating or emotional eating, can help with healthy weight management, and ensure that you're getting the nourishment and nutrition that you need so that you have energy to get out of bed in the morning. You have energy and clarity and focus throughout your day. You're not just like, I don't want to do anything, so that you are sharp and on it and energized and, moving your body and things like that. So that's all for today. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to hear more, and go in the description. There's a link to grab a copy of my book, Raw Food Ayurveda Volume 1. We will be talking again soon. Much love to you. Take care of yourself. The world needs you to be the very best that you can be. So please enjoy.